Hello, this is Telmere and welcome to another repair video. In this video, we're working on a ZTE Blade A54. It is quite the odd-looking phone. It's one of the slightly more cheaper phones for the Android series, and because they're a bit more rare where I am in Canada, it's hard to get parts for them. So hopefully we can figure something out here. But I'm going to be popping off the back. We're going to dig in and see what's going on. So first off, just showing you here, when you plug it in, nothing happens, nothing comes on screen. Try the amp meter. And I'm not getting anything. If you pull it out, you'll notice that it still pulls around something between 25 to 34 milliamps. That's what it's pulling. So automatically, without even being plugged in, it's still not doing anything. I do have another charge tester, amperage tester as well, but it's going to basically show the same thing except zeros. Now, if I use my charge port tester, it does show something that is interesting. As you can see, you've got 3 and 3, and these outer pins aren't connected up. Now, I don't know what those outer pins are. Those pins could be data pins, or maybe there is a possibility that there's something wrong with the port. I'm not sure, actually, at this point. I really am not sure. Next course of action is take a look inside the port and see if there's anything going on inside of it. It's going to be a bit difficult for you guys to see what's happening here, but let me see if I can finagle something. I don't see any bent pins. Just looks like a normal port to me. Now, I want to say that it's always nice to have a mystery, but this type of a mystery is usually more frustrating than you'd ever imagine. How do I open this? First off, I'm going to take out the SIM tray. Now I'm wondering if the back comes off first, or if it being the cheaper cell phone type it is, maybe the entire back comes off. I nearly tore that fingerprint reader. Unfortunately, they're just using usual normal Phillips screws. That's good. So I got it apart, and I already have the charge port out. It does have some sort of rubbery gasket going around the charge port itself. I did look at a pinout also for this particular model, and for the ZTE, it seems that it may actually be, this is really odd, it may actually be just 6 pins. There seems to be 6 pins in the center, and then there's ground pins on the side. The thing is if it's showing as ground pins, I think those other ones may just detect on the sides as another pin regardless. So it may be perfectly fine. What I'm interested in is looking at this side and seeing if there is any pins that are floating. So I'm going to go quickly over to the microscope. We're going to take a look at what it is doing over in the soldering shop. So let's take a quick look first at the charge port once again. I just want to see what it looks like underneath. Do you see what I see, you guys? I see water damage on that charge port. That side is fine. I'm seeing, I also looked into this, and the ZTE, this charge port specifically, is low on pins. You've got 6 pins and then just 2 on the sides for ground, I think. Otherwise, the port looks clean. It's a little dirty at the bottom, but nothing terrible. I am seeing something near the bottom. Let's just flip this around. Be great if all I need to do is just clean the port. See if there's something else I can use to get in closer to what's going on in there. I use one of my pad things. Okay, there isn't much I can do really with the port in there. It's a possibility that the port might actually need to be replaced. Might go at that with a little bit of alcohol. Let's take a look at the back of this port. I want to look at the pins. There's not much. I don't know if this is a complete through, like if all the pins are visible or if it's underneath. Right there. Oh, it's on the other side? It's a lot of pins. I'm going to see if there's any pins that are loose. Some of these look like they've been doubled up. Alright, that's fine. Next, let's take a quick gander around the board. I don't see any problems. Other side. Okay. I'm going to check for shorts. Put it into continuity mode. That means it's going to beep whenever I am on a short or a direct to ground. I'm just going to poke around and see if there's any shorts, any of the capacitors. Some of these are capacitors, some of these are not. Okay, I'm on ground. All right, so far so good. Now before I move back to the other desk and do some more testing, I would like to take a look at this connector here. And then at the main board, the motherboard, I would like to also check the one for the screen to see if there's any problems there. So I'm just looking to see if this is broken or if there's any cracks or anything like that, or loose solder joints. I don't see any cracks. It looks okay. And on the board itself, this is for the display. I don't see any cracks. It looks fine. I have learned that sometimes if this is broken, the display ribbon connector, occasionally it can cause the device to fail to take any charge. This looks fine though. I don't see any problems here. There is another possibility that if the battery itself is extremely low on charge, maybe the battery has gone completely flat, that it itself may also not accept a charge any longer. That is a possibility. Okay, so let's get back to it. I'm going to go over to the other bench and do some more testing. So there's one thing that I can do immediately, just trying to clean up the pins by using pins of another cable just to charge to clean up the pins. And it's just putting it in and out rapidly to see if I can clean the pins up that way. I can also use a little bit of alcohol with a brush, maybe a good solid brush to give that a cleaning. If that is what the issue is, I'm not really sure at this point. I'm just experimenting and seeing what's possible. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on there, fill the port up, give that a clean. There's a little bit of stuff at the very bottom, but I don't think it's anything really worth worrying about. I just dry it out with my puffball thingy. Now let's connect this all back together and just see if this has done anything. Hopefully it's done something. I don't have the little gasket thing plugged around the charge port yet, so it is just as it is for the moment. Now I'm going to go and start off with just testing the charge port again. I think last time it said that there was around, what? I think there was 6 that was detecting. There were 6 pins. We've cleaned it up a little bit. Still 6 pins. Battery's not connected. I don't think that would make any difference. It should take some sort of charge. Even if the battery's not connected, it would take something. Not getting anything. Nothing at all. Now I'm pretty much at the point where I am ready to give up. But there is one thing that I'm going to try left to try, at least, is to remove the battery and give the battery a jump start. I might have to, right? I'm going to have to check the battery's voltage first before I do this, as I might find that maybe it's already at 4.1 or 4.2 volts and doesn't need to be charged at all. That is a possibility. So we'll look at that first. I got it open. It doesn't provide any voltage, like plus and minus. Where are they? Oh, they're down here. That's a weird spot for them. You can't even see them barely. But here's the open terminals. I just peeled this back and lo and behold, there they were. I need to know what the voltage is first. Now, the reason why I'm thinking about this for boosting the battery is if there is an issue with the battery, or maybe the battery is completely flat, it will make it so that, completely flat, like 0.5 volts remaining. It will make it so that the phone cannot be charged. So yeah, the battery is in that condition. It's at 2.5 volts, as you can see. That is a very low charge. We might be able to save this phone simply by boosting the battery. That's interesting. Okay. Might just be a battery issue. Let's try boosting that right now. The process is simple as long as you have a variable multimeter. I'm setting the output to be 4.2 volts, and all I'm going to be trying to do is get this battery up to maybe like 3.7. 3.6 even would be enough. Here we go. Wait a minute. The thing here says, yeah, I had it in reverse order. Let's just show this for sure. This says it's minus, this says it's plus. While you're doing this, be careful not to stab your battery. These things are sharp. Yeah, that battery is so darn low. Okay, that is correct. Left is minus, negative and positive. Okay, I've had it sitting there not for very long, probably for maybe a minute. All I'm trying to do is just jumpstart the battery. It needs to be above at least 3.5 volts. If I can get it to that, then I'll be in business. So just that less than minute alone pumped us up to 3.2. Just need a bit more. All right, I've got it up to about 35.5 volts, something around there. Let's try this again. Just out of curiosity, I'm also using my thicker cable, which allows for true fast charging. It's still not doing it. It is showing the charge symbol, but it's still not charging. It's showing as if it's charging. That's interesting. I still don't think that it is actually the charge control board, but I'm thinking that I might attempt to go and change out the charge port just to see. There's no way that disconnecting this actually is going to make any difference, but I'm doing it just in case. I have another device here that allows also for me to see the amp draw, but once again, there's just no amp draw. There's nothing. Nothing's going into this thing. So that's all I've got. All I can say is sometimes things are fixable, most times things are fixable, and sometimes they just aren't. So if you guys like the video, please do leave a like, and if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. We'll see you guys all in another video.